Alright you lot, welcome to our culinary adventure. Buckle up because today we're diving headfirst into the weirdest, wackiest and most wonderful foods from around the world. We're talking about the kind of delicacies that make you scrunch up your face and say, people actually eat that? Yeah, you heard me right. Get ready to be amazed, shocked and maybe a little grossed out. But hey, that's all part of the fun, right? So grab your spoons, forks or maybe just a napkin to hide behind and let's get this foodie adventure started. First up, we're jetting off to the Philippines for a taste of balut. Now, this isn't your average breakfast egg, mates. Imagine cracking open your boiled egg to find a partially developed duck embryo staring back at you. Yup, you heard that right. Balut is a fertilized duck egg that's incubated for a few weeks, allowing the embryo to develop inside. It's then boiled or steamed and eaten in its shell. I know, it sounds a bit intense, but trust me, it's a delicacy in many parts of Southeast Asia. People say the broth inside is super flavorful, and the embryo itself has a unique texture. Some describe it as creamy, others say it's a bit chewy. Honestly, I'm not sure I'm brave enough to find out for myself. But hey, if you're ever feeling adventurous in the Philippines, give it a go and let me know what you think. Just maybe don't picture a cute little duckling while you're eating it, yeah? On to the next weird wonder. Next stop, Iceland, where we're about to encounter a dish so pungent, so intense, it's been called the most disgusting food in the world. I'm talking about Hakal, fermented Greenland shark. Now, this isn't your average fish and chips, lads. Greenland sharks don't have kidneys, which means their bodies are full of toxins and ammonia. To make it edible, the shark meat is buried underground for weeks, even months, to ferment and break down those nasty bits. The result? A strong, ammonia-rich smell that's been compared to cleaning products, or even urine. Apparently the taste is just as potent, with a strong fishy and cheesy flavor. Legend has it that Hakal was a Viking survival food, and honestly, after smelling it, I can totally believe it. It takes a certain kind of palate to appreciate this Icelandic delicacy. Would you be brave enough to try it? Let me know in the comments. Hold on to your stomachs, folks, because things are about to get cheesy. And by cheesy, I mean crawling with live maggots. That's right, we're heading to Sardinia, Italy, to sample Kasumu, also known as maggot cheese. This traditional Sardinian sheep milk cheese takes fermentation to a whole new level. Forget aging in a cellar, this cheese is deliberately infested with cheese fly larvae. The maggots break down the cheese's fats, making it incredibly soft and pungent. Now here's the really interesting part. Some people eat the cheese with the live maggots still wriggling around inside. They say the maggots add a unique tangy flavor and a creamy texture. But be warned, those little critters can jump. So if you're ever brave enough to try Kasumu, you might want to shield your eyes. Or just close them altogether. Next up, we're heading to Sweden for another fermented treat. And this one might be even more intense. Chapter 4, Surströmming, the Swedish stink bomb. Get your gas masks ready, because we're about to experience the legendary surströmming, fermented herring from Sweden. This stuff is so potent, it's often eaten outdoors, and sometimes even banned from airplanes. Surströmming is made from Baltic herring that's fermented for months in barrels. During the fermentation process, gases build up, causing the cans to bulge dramatically. That's how you know it's ready. Opening a can of surströmming is an experience in itself. The smell is like a punch to the face, a potent mix of rotten eggs, old cheese, and something I can only describe as fishy death. But here's the funny thing. Despite the smell, people in Sweden love this stuff. They eat it on thin bread with potatoes, onions, and sour cream. Some even say it's an acquired taste. Personally, I think I'll stick to regular herring. But hey, if you're ever feeling brave and have some good air freshener on hand, give surströmming a try and let me know what you think. Chapter 5. Eskimoles ant eggs. Fit for an emperor, from stinky fish to ant eggs? That's right, we're off to Mexico to try Eskimoles, a delicacy that dates back to the Aztec Empire. These aren't your average picnic-ruining ants, though. We're talking about the edible larvae and pupae of black ants that nest in the roots of agave plants. Harvesting Eskimoles is no easy feat, let me tell you. It's a delicate process that involves locating the nests and carefully collecting the eggs. But the effort is said to be worth it. Eskimoles are considered a true delicacy in Mexico, often called insect caviar. They have a delicate, buttery flavor and a slightly crunchy texture. People eat them in tacos, omelets, or even on their own with a squeeze of lime. So, if you're ever feeling adventurous in Mexico and want to try something truly unique, give escamoles a go. Just don't picture a giant anthill while you're eating them. Chapter 6. Sanakji, the tentacle tango. Hold on to your chopsticks because things are about to get a little wriggly. We're heading to South Korea to try sanakji, a dish that's not for the faint of heart. Live octopus. That's right, you heard me correctly. Sanakji is a dish where small, live octopus tentacles are chopped up, seasoned with sesame oil and sesame seeds, and served immediately. And when I say immediately, I mean while the tentacles are still squirming. The key to eating sanakji is to chew, chew, chew. Those suckers have a tendency to stick to your mouth, and you definitely don't want to end up with a tentacle stuck in your throat. It's definitely an experience, and not one for the squeamish. But hey, if you're feeling adventurous and want to try something truly unique, sanakji is waiting for you in South Korea. Chapter 7. Century egg, not your grandma's pickled egg. Next up, we're traveling to China to try a delicacy that's been preserved for, well, not quite a century, but it definitely looks like it's been around that long. I'm talking about century eggs, also known as preserved eggs or 1,000-year-old eggs. Now, before you get any ideas, these eggs haven't actually been sitting around for 1,000 years. But they have undergone a fascinating transformation process that gives them a unique appearance and flavor. Century eggs are traditionally made by preserving duck, chicken, or quail eggs in a mixture of clay, ash, salt, quicklime, and rice hulls for several weeks or even months. This process changes the egg's color, texture, and flavor dramatically. The yolk turns a dark green or gray color and takes on a creamy, cheese-like texture. The white becomes a translucent, jelly-like substance with a salty, slightly sulfurous flavor. It's definitely an acquired taste. But century eggs are a popular ingredient in Chinese cuisine, often served in congee, salads, and as a side dish. Fried tarantulas, 8 legs of crunchy goodness. Hold on to your hats because we're about to enter the realm of arachnids. That's right, we're heading to Cambodia, where fried tarantulas are a popular street food snack. Now I know what you're thinking. Spiders? Really? But hear me out. Apparently these creepy crawlies are surprisingly tasty. They're often seasoned with salt, sugar, and sometimes even chili flakes, then deep fried until crispy. The taste? Well, some say it's similar to soft-shell crab, with a slightly nutty flavor. Others say it's more like a crunchy, savory snack. I guess it depends on the tarantula. So if you're ever feeling brave in Cambodia and want to try something truly unique, grab yourself a fried tarantula. Just maybe close your eyes before you take a bite. Durian, the smelliest fruit in the world. Get ready to hold your noses, because we're about to encounter the most divisive fruit on the planet, durian. This spiky, pungent fruit is native to Southeast Asia, and it's known for its incredibly strong odor. Some people describe the smell as sweet and custard-like, while others say it's more like gym socks, rotten onions, or even sewage. It's so potent that it's often banned from hotels and public transportation in Southeast Asia. But here's the thing, despite its pungent aroma, durian is beloved by millions. Its creamy, custard-like flesh is said to be incredibly delicious, with a sweet, savory, and slightly cheesy flavor. It's definitely an acquired taste. But if you can get past the smell, you might just fall in love with durian. Or, you might just want to hold your breath and run in the opposite direction. Rocky Mountain oysters, not actually oysters. And finally, we're ending our culinary adventure in the American West with a dish that's sure to make you squirm, Rocky Mountain oysters. Now, despite the name, these aren't oysters at all. Well, let's just say they're a delicacy that takes some getting used to. Rocky Mountain oysters, also known as prairie oysters or calf fries, are bull testicles. That's right, you heard me correctly. They're typically peeled, sliced, breaded, and deep fried, just like regular oysters. The taste? Well, it's said to be chewy, gamey, and slightly metallic. Some people love them, while others wouldn't touch them with a 10-foot pole. I guess it all comes down to personal preference. So, there you have it, folks. A whirlwind tour of some of the weirdest and wildest foods from around the world. We've seen everything from fermented shark to live octopus to bull testicles. What a journey it's been. Thanks for joining us on this wild ride through the world's weirdest foods. We've laughed, we've cringed, and maybe some of us have even gagged a little. But hey, that's all part of the fun of exploring different cultures and cuisines, right? So, which one of these bizarre bites would you dare to try? Let us know in the comments below. And if you're feeling really adventurous, tell us about any weird or wonderful foods you've tried on your travels. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more amazing content. Until next time, happy eating.